same could be said of sunlight, right? I mean, like the growing body of research on sunlight. I was looking at one study today on insulin sensitivity and glucose regulation in response to sunlight, and the shift in what would be called metabolic flexibility or substrate utilization, meaning that you would ideally want your cells to very efficiently shift from glucose utilization to fatty acid utilization, in the same way that you would want your heart to be able to respond to cues from the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system, right? That is the definition, really, of increased heart rate variability or good vagal nerve tone, is the ability of the heart to respond in very precise manner to input from sympathetic and parasympathetic, and how that innervates the heart via the pacemaker of the heart, the sinoatrial node. And in the same way, you want your cells to be able to shift very efficiently from glucose to fatty acid utilization, right? A lot of people think you should just be in a state of ketosis, pure fatty acid utilization all the time, but that's not necessarily the case, right? You want to shift from carbohydrate to fat utilization depending on whether you need to quickly burst or sprint or climb a flight of stairs, to going back into fatty acid utilization when you're sitting at your desk, so to speak. Sunlight, though, is a cue for increasing that metabolic flexibility. So you can increase your ability to be able to utilize these different substrates if you're getting light exposure. And of course, there are tons of benefits that I'm sure people listening in have heard, from the sun, from the vitamin D activation to the mild cellular resilience effect you get from the UVA and the UVB radiation, to the nitric oxide, to the activation of the this is the reason a lot of people use those infrared light panels, the cytochrome C oxidase in mitochondria. Like, you shift that into greater production of ATP in response to sunlight. Yeah. So, cold, breathing, sunlight, being outside barefoot, all this stuff just stacks.
Yeah, it's all free. It's all simple.